Hi, Facebook. It's Latoya coming to you from Genesis Enterprises. It's Financial Friday. We're going to give it a minute or two here for the audience to build. Hope everyone's having an awesome Friday. Sunny and pretty here in Texas. So I hope everyone's having going to have a great weekend as well. Today's the last wealth category for the month. It's already here. So we're just going to give it another minute here for the audience to build. And we're going to get started. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Just to give you a recap of everything we've been going over this month, for those just joining us this week, this month was Wealth Month for the month of October, okay? And each week I discussed different categories of wealth. The first week was specifically on high asset, high cash flow wealth, which is basically people that have money and they make good money. And I gave some, examples of those. Normally owners of private businesses, senior officers at big public companies, things like that. The second week, we went over low asset, high cash flow wealth. These are normally those that work for others. They tend to have, really good credit and they have a high income, but unfortunately, they don't have a lot of assets. And those normally fall into your, your professionals of those in engineering, science, and medicine, okay? The third week, we discussed high asset, low cash flow. This is considered your old money or your generational wealth, okay? And I named a few of those that fall into that category. Those would be your Hiltons, your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers, those in that Vanderbilts, those of that nature. So normally when they give back, it's normally through their assets they're giving back. It could be like a library being built in their name, things like that. So that's going to bring us to our last category for the month, which is low asset, low cash flow. Now, low asset, low cash flow wealth. I'm about to give you a hint here. This isn't wealth at all, okay? Basically, it's the bottom of the totem pole. You have no assets and no money. Yeah, you're probably not doing too great. So, these are normally I'm going to tell you the people that fall into this category. Hopefully, you're not any of them. People that fall into this category are normally in a lot of debt. They appear to be rich in order to fit into the right circle of friends or peers. They could have had money at one time, But because they mismanaged their money, they're now broke or poor. So, this is a category you don't want to be in. Of all the categories that we went over, this is one you do not want to be in. If you are in this category, you need to contact me so you can get out of it. So we can start building you some wealth. So you can have something to pass on to your children or your grandchildren or other family members. If you don't have kids, you could leave it to, nieces, nephews, whatever. And actually, I want to give you this quote here. This is actually from Raymond Reddington. And this was actually in an episode of The Blacklist, for those that may watch that show. And this is, quote, 65% of inherited wealth is gone by the second generation. 90% of inherited wealth is gone by the third. Ouch. People, that's scary. So let's give an example of that, okay? The Hiltons. Everyone, that's a name most people are familiar with when it comes to old money, right? They're big on the real, the hotel chain, things like that. They're global. So, as we know, the Hiltons go back quite far, right? Like, you know what? Let me Google that. Let's see. We'll just give a little history here, right? Because I don't want to misquote anything. So I was right, the early 1900s. Okay. The Hilton hotels were started in 1919. Okay. Conrad Hilton bought a hotel called the Mobley. It was a hotel in Cisco, Texas. So they actually started out of Texas. Over the next few years, he started buying other Texas hotels. So that's how that started, okay? So 1919, okay, is 2016. I want to just to let you know how many generations have already profited from this. So 2016 minus 1919. 97 years. The Hilton's name has been around for 97 years. That's what you call old money, generational wealth, right? So, according to Raymond Reddington, when I just quoted, 65% of the inherited wealth is going by the second generation. So, if the hotel was started in 1919, they normally define generational, I think, is every 20 to 25 years, if I'm not mistaken. So 1919 plus, let's just say 25 years, that's 1944. So 1944 is actually the second generation of the Hiltons, right? Okay, so 1944. We're going to add another 25 years. That's the third generation. The third generation of the Hiltons were being born around 1969. That's where your Paris and all those come in, right? They're around that age, probably closer to probably mid late 70s. That's their age group. Okay, we're going to add another 25 years. This is your fourth generation, 1994. Okay, we haven't even gotten to 2016 yet. Okay, add another 25 years. So the fifth generation of the Hiltons will be born in 2019. That's going to start the fifth generation. So because the originator, the founder, Conrad Hilton, started this in 1919, he has maintained their legacy for 97 years. That's very impressive because according to this, 65% of inherited wealth is going by the second generation, which means he's one of the lucky few that's actually in the other 35% that actually kept their wealth past the second generation. So do you see how important this is? Yeah. And 90% would have been going by 1969. That's the third generation of the Hiltons. Okay. So I just want to give you a little breakdown on, generational wealth. Like I said, generations are normally measured by every 20 to 25 years. So I just chose 25. It's a, easy divisible number. So with that being said, this is a category, as I stated earlier, you do not want to be in. Low asset, low cash. That means you don't have nothing going on. You're not saving anything. You're just living day to day. That is not a good way to live. When you're making your money, you need to have your kids and their kids and their kids and their kids in mind, as the Hilton did. Okay? You want to create generational wealth. Now, some of you may be saying, well, dang, you mean to tell me I got to do all this work and only my kids can enjoy it? No, that's not what I'm saying. Have you heard of Oprah Winfrey? Have you heard of Bill Gates? These are self-made billionaires. They didn't come from money. They came from, well, I know Bill Gates, he didn't even live a lavish lifestyle as a kid. He was a middle class, typical, suburban kid. From what I understand, from reading some of his childhood, he didn't come in with bells and whistles. He built his own empire. There's nothing wrong with thinking outside the box, people. You can build empires. You do not have to come from money to make money. Let me make that clear. If there's money out there, that means there's money to be made. Get your money. Whether it's in real estate, whether it's in franchising, get your money. It's out there. You have to have it within yourself to go get it. No one is going to give it to you. Unless, of course, you're the Hiltons or something. But you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, we're going to take Q&A. We've discussed the different 4 categories for those just joining. If you have a question on today's topic, which is low asset, low cash. And then if you have a question on any previous wealth categories, high asset, low cash flow. Last week, the week before that was low asset, high cash. And the week before that was high asset, high cash flow. Okay? And you guys disregard my 4-year-olds in the background singing our lungs out. So, time for Q&A. If you don't have any questions on wealth, do you have any questions in regards to saving in general? Like, where do I start? For those just joining, as many of you know, I offer financial consultations for free. If you feel that it's a question that you don't want to necessarily ask live, that's perfectly fine. If you want to inbox me after the broadcast and set up a free financial consultation. I actually offer financial counseling, which entails your debt to income analysis. You see your income versus expenses, or you're overspending. Do you need to cut back somewhere? Things like that. We also look over your credit if you're trying to improve credit, all that good stuff. My program is only $115. That's it. One-time fee. That's it. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Could you guys hold on one second? I need to quiet my baby girl now. Genesis, could you keep it calm, please? I'm on live. Thank you. Sorry about that. So right now we're going to take questions. You can ask any questions in regards to finance. Oh, also tax season is coming up. Do you have any tax questions in regards to deductions or anything like that? I'd be glad to help. I do taxes as well. My rates start at $150. That's for a 1040 EZ. If you have itemizations, they start at $175 because it depends on how many W-2s and everything need to be done. And if you have a business or self-employed, they start at $250, and that's for my taxes. Okay. So we got a couple of more minutes here. If you guys want to ask me any questions on wealth, any finance topic, or on taxes, let it roll. I'll be here in the next couple of minutes. You can ask. Genesis, keep it down. Thank you. All right. If anyone has any questions, let me know. Oh, let me give a few shout outs while we see if anyone has any questions. Marquita, thanks for joining. Demario, Crystal, Rochelle, Renika, as I know as Cabbage. Dexter, Katie, Miss Woosie, Courtney, Joanne, and Miss Jean, and Miss Patricia. How are you, cuz? If you have any questions, this is the time to ask. We got another minute or two here, and I'll be logging off. It can be on wealth. It can be on any financial topic you may feel you need some clarification on, or it can be a tax question. If you got tax questions, I should be able to answer it, okay? So another minute here, and we're going to log off. Alrighty, so if there's no questions, I'm going to go ahead and log off. I hope everyone has a blessed and awesome weekend. Happy birthday to my big brother, Cedric. Love you, bro. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.